This is probably the weirdest Magic Mondays I've done in a while. I have to do this really fast, so I'm recording as I draft the email. We're going to see how this goes. Our card for this week is the Nine of Pentacles. I love a number nine. Nine is my favorite number in numerology. I think I am a nine. My birthday is July 12th, 1988. And then I feel like I remember someone doing my numerology for me and telling me I'm a nine. But this guidance today, right? I want you to look at the card for yourself because I always think it's important to get a sense for what the image means to you. And when we talk about pentacles, we're often talking about like abundance, resources, right? They're coins. The pentacles, they represent coins, money, mineral resources, and things like that. Nine of Pentacles is really talking about a relationship to abundance and resources here. But the message today is a little bit more specific than that, right? The image that we see is of this woman in kind of a long flowing dress, and she's harvesting these grapes. And there's two messages that came through to me when I looked at this card immediately. Well, that's not true. One message came through immediately, and the other one kind of percolated over a few hours or so as I got my kid ready for school and dropped him off and got a coffee and came back. So the first message is tend your garden. And what does that mean? I'm not 100% sure what it means in your life, but today, this week, tend your garden means to do the things, the small things, the boring things, the habits that have been helping you, the ones that have been keeping you going. I look around my house and I realize that it is still chaos and mess. And of course, that is impacting me in the way that I am able to show up for my work and the way that I'm able to motivate myself, right? For me, a cluttered space, a chaotic space makes it very difficult for me to show up in my power, calm, centered. And also, the practice of really tending to our space, tending your garden, if you will, if you don't live in a really cold area like I do, maybe even tending your actual physical garden, right? It roots us down. It is a very practical, very satisfying way to help us feel safe and connected to the space we are in. If you haven't gardened for your mental health, it is just so beautiful, that sensation of like digging your fingers into the dirt and being able to connect with the land that you're on in that way. You can do the same thing by cleaning your house. You can do the same thing by changing your sheets. You can do the same thing by decluttering, clearing, or maybe even go outside and kind of clean up any yard debris that's collected. Tend as much as you can to your physical space this week. Tend your garden. Right? Take care of your environment that's around you. If you've been neglecting that, which is totally understandable because it's been the holidays and then New Year's and then back in trying to reanimate your routines and start new ones, no judgment. It's just a reminder. Settle down, tend your garden, tend your space. The second message that came through here is she's not just tending her garden, right? She's actually harvesting these grapes. And in the start of a new year, as we start 2026, and some of us start working on bringing in new habits and working on new goals, all of that is beautiful. And don't forget to keep harvesting and keep being grateful, practicing gratitude for the things that are still growing that you planted last year, right? This is part of tending your garden, right? Part of tending your garden is the harvest. If you leave those fruits on the vine and you ignore them, they will wither and fall off and rot. So this is a beautiful week as well in terms of not just tending the garden, but also harvesting to reconnect with gratitude and the pride of what you have accomplished and what you're seeing now happen in your life that is a direct result of habits you created, actions you took in the 2025, in the last year. Does that make sense? Okay. So here's how you can actually live into this, or some practices that you can use to live into this guidance this week. The first one I've already said is to like physically get some cleaning and tending to your space done. If you have houseplants, this is a great week to pamper your houseplants. Do the thing where you like wipe them down and maybe talk to them a little and make sure they have some extra nutrients that they need to grow and thrive. This is a great week to play with your houseplants. It's also a great week to do like a little bit of house cleaning, or a lot of bit of house cleaning, right? In preparation for the Lunar New Year, in preparation for whatever comes next, just making sure that you are like physically ready to go. If you haven't cleaned up your holiday decorations yet and it's been bugging you, this is a great week to prioritize that. And when I say prioritize that, I don't mean like drop everything and clean, but I do mean like move it up your priorities list. Maybe it doesn't all get done, but even small pieces of it getting done, cleaning off your desk or cleaning out your closet, bringing the things you don't need anymore or don't want anymore to a donation center or a swap. These are all wonderful, wonderful things to do this week. All right. Another thing to do this week is to come back to, just take a look, take a quick census of the habits that really helped you last year and how they've come into the new year with you. So have you fallen out of like your journaling practice? Have you been kind of lagging on your meditation practice? Have you been, where's your movement practice at? How's your eating been? This is, if you have been knocked off balance in any of these areas that have previously served you well, this is a great time. This is the perfect week to hop back on the wagon for those particular practices and reprioritize them and recommit. It doesn't mean that your new practices, your New Year's resolutions have to be discarded, but it does mean that you want to keep the things that serve you well. Right? You can let go of habits that don't serve, but the ones that serve you well, if you've fallen off, if you've fallen out of practice, this is the time to reconnect. Wonderful. And lastly, come back to your gratitude. At the start of a new year, even despite our best efforts, the focus can go on what do we need to change? What do we need to do differently? What do we need to do better at? And in the midst of that, we can start feeling really disheartened. We can start feeling like we're a failure, like we don't have what it takes, or maybe our goals are too ambitious for us to actually achieve this year. To counteract that, sit with a notebook and do some gratitude journaling. My favorite gratitude practice is to make yourself list out 5 to 10 specific things in this moment, in this day, that you are grateful for. Most people will do a gratitude journal and they will feel underwhelmed. And this is because they are writing the same like 3 things. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my job. Like, okay. And, as opposed to, I am grateful for this delightful cup of coffee that I get to drink because my mother-in-law sent me a bag of my favorite coffee from Tallahassee for Christmas. And it really makes me feel connected to her and connected to a beautiful place that I love, right? Do you feel the difference between like, I'm grateful for my family and I'm grateful for this specific thing that I hold in my hand and the things that it makes me realize? So when you write your gratitude list, you want to be super specific and you want it to be something that not everyone would be grateful for, you know? Yeah, it's so boring to always see the same 3 to 5 things. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my partner. I'm grateful for my pets. Okay, but like, what about them are you grateful for? What specifically are you grateful for about them today? Today, I'm grateful for my home because I'm grateful for the way that the sunlight, the winter sunlight, shines through the windows and makes it feel a little bit cozier than a little bit cozier and a little bit warmer on a really cold day. So this is the guidance for this week. You don't have to remember it's weekly guidance. You don't have to do it all today, but I would love to hear in the comments if you think you're going to do one of these or more of these, or if you try them, let me know how it goes and let me know if you look at this card and you receive different guidance, because part of the reason I show you the exact card that I pull every time I do this is because sometimes you're going to see guidance that I don't see because it's coming through a different channel, right? And so if you think I missed something or I got something wrong, put it in the comments and let me know. Otherwise, I hope this guidance serves you in the week ahead. If you love this kind of thing and you want this guidance weekly right into your inbox, go ahead and subscribe in the link to my Magic Mondays free email list. You'll get a breakdown every week of this tarot guided magical guidance that you can use as a compass for your life, your work, and your wellness. Have a great day.